So the tournament has started and we are already getting to the analysis of the first round. Rafer versus MR4Y4EJ10. Just to remind, there are 60 points in total which the layout creators can get. These are split in 4 categories: synchronization with 20 points, gimmick with 10 points, enjoyment with 10 points and community votes with 20 points. We are starting with synchronization. I will just call him Mr. Guy from now on. Mr. Guy's synchronization is most of the time just on point. I didn't see any part which was out of sync. There were just 2 little parts which are pretty much synced but didn't feel perfectly synced at all. One's the spider part and the mini wave part, which I'm going to show right now. Rafer's layout is also synced pretty well, but there are some parts which seem to be a bit before the music or just feel weird to play. One's a ball part, a spider part, and then when it's getting to the 4x speed ending it feels kinda unsynced, but not too much, so it doesn't seem to be too big of a problem. All in all, I think that Mr. Guy's layout is more on point. He gets 18 points and Rafer gets 15 points for synchronization. Also, when Rafer isn't in front of his opponent on the synchronization, he used a lot of gimmicks. For example, the glitch effect, some kind of piston which pushes your ship down, or just the slope up and down thing. You probably know what I mean. They are perfectly synced and increase the enjoyment of the layout itself a lot, because it feels exciting to play when those effects and gimmicks appear on a level or layout. Sadly, our Mr. Guy didn't use a lot of gimmicks. The only gimmick I can see which fits to the music are some dash ups which are used on some cool parts of the music. He also tried to make that slope up and down thing, but I think on that part where he tried to do that, it doesn't really fit and synchronize a lot. Mr. Guy gets 2 points and Rafer gets 8 points. As I already said, gimmicks increase the enjoyment of a level. That's why I already think that Rafer got this category, but let's go into this a bit more detailed. Rafer's layout has some height changes, perfectly synced gimmicks and orbs, still some odd parts. Mr. Guy has a pretty much straight going gameplay. There are not much height changes in the layout itself, but for that his layout is just perfectly synced, has some cool gameplay elements. For the enjoyment, in my opinion, it's important to stay a bit more original, to have some height changes, more gimmicks and cool stuff you haven't seen a lot in this game yet. And I think that Rafer has done that a bit better. Rafer gets 8 points and Mr. Guy gets 6 points. The community votes. We are at currently 26 points for Mr. Guy and 31 points for Rafer. Let's see what the community has voted for. Mr. Guy has 62 likes and 48 dislikes, a total vote count of 110, which makes a like ratio of 56.36%, which gives him 11 points. Rafer has 95 likes and 27 dislikes, a total vote count of 122, which makes a like ratio of 77.87%, which gives him 16 points. In total we have 37 points for Mr. Guy and 47 points for Rafer, so Rafer continues in this tournament and is going to battle either black or white.